Well, hello. Today is the 23rd of December. The year is 2020. And what a year we had. I mean, I don't want to go into too many details. I myself had actually, well, all in all, I must say I was lucky. I had a good year. I had so much pain starting last year with this crisis of the COVID virus. With my hip, I had so much pain from the one hip that was not operated on yet. So I thought I could not get my operation done this year. I was lucky I was in an area where COVID was not as prevalent. And also I was able to do my operation during a time when there was not even a COVID patient in the hospital. So I was well taken care of. It went very well. Kudos for me. So everything worked out in that way. I'm extremely, I have to take my notes because I wrote down things. I do not want to forget things this time. I usually forget half of the things I want to talk about. My age, it's the white hair syndrome. I'm so happy I made in January last year. I saw a picture on the computer of a dog that looked like my dog that died 2 years before that. And she was in a place from the government where they put runaway dogs to be adopted or to be put to sleep eventually. So I decided to go there. It was in a snowstorm. I decided to go there. And I looked at her and the face looked the same as my dog, but her body she's a husky, a northern husky, and she was 10, this girl was apparently 10, almost 11 years old. And she was used to run up north in Nunavut in a dog sled team. That's the things I found out about her. And so when I decided to take her, yes, thank God it saved myself a year of very boring time. Having this dog with me made me not be alone during this year of self-isolation, and it was the perfect decision at the right time. And I also made her alive because I gave her her last home, forever home. She was 10 years old, 11 years old. Apparently she was getting a bit too old for running on a sleigh continuously. But she's an athlete. She was informed. She's still informed. I'm doing my best to keep her running and give her excitement. We're doing okay. I'm very happy with her. In the summer, I had a closed-in fence. In the winter, I have to open up the fence, so she's becoming a leash dog, more on the leash. But it's working out beautifully. I have to thank the gods for me making the right decision at the right time. It just felt right. And before I looked for dogs to replace the old dog, I could not make the decision to replace my other dog because I really loved her a lot. So yeah, I get even a bit pumpy now that I'm talking about her. So that is one thing I want to thank the gods. It's more like it could be a Thanksgiving video, because I also want to thank the gods for all the friends I have. And I say the gods because I'm not a very religious person, but I'm not putting it past possibility that the God exists. I mean, I'm not a naysayer to beliefs. If you believe in God, good for you. I personally do not, but on the other hand, I have seen a few things in my life that makes me wonder if there is such thing as a higher power, and I do believe somehow there is such thing as higher powers. But like I said, I want to thank those higher powers for the friends I have, the good friends. I made after my Christmas approach here, my Christmas talk to you, there will be the last 2-3 months of things that happened to me during those 2-3 months. I put them on a video to let you partake in things that happen to me. There will be a few strange things on there. There is one part where you see me beaten up, blue eyes swollen. Looks like I got beaten up in a bar. Not so. I fell out of bed again for the second time. And this time I didn't hurt myself as bad. It looked terrible. You will see, it looked like, my God. It didn't really hurt that much, honestly. And strange enough, 10 days later, apparently it was healed. My friend said, hey, what did you do with your eye? I said, why? Because I was sure I would have a black eye for many, many weeks. It's just gone. It healed up so quickly. Good for me. Another thing to be thankful to. And no, this is, yeah, the friends I mentioned. And I also want to thank, under those friends, Marielle, I have to put her especially on a special place, because we stayed in contact regularly, at least once a week, sometimes twice a week. She lets me run the dog up there on her place because she has the big farm. And we are just good friends, elbowing friends. We still keep our distance, but we see each other so regularly. I go shopping for her, she does things for me. It's good to stay that close after you finish something, because I wouldn't know how it would feel like without her being near in my closer circle. Thank you, thank you, thank you to all of those things. I'm also very thankful that I sort of survived this year without going crazy. It may be the fact that I lived quite selected before, quite separated from hustle and bustle of many people. There was a few things missing this year, some family dinners, things like his invitation to a party or birthday and so. But that is just things you do to save yourself and to save other people. That is something that everybody who loves other people will do to help them and yourself also. And we have been doing very well so far. Right now the world is going crazy again because this COVID is taking us for a loop again. And it seems to strike so much harder this time, which probably comes out of some people are just not, they act like they're so tired of doing these things and staying away. And everybody has to be his own judge, but the problem is if somebody is a bad judge of his life, he can put you in danger. That makes this so much more dangerous, the whole thing. Everybody has to decide his own bubble. I have decided mine. I'm very happy in it. And my contacts are mainly held on social media, Skype, things like this. So that works out very well. The shopping has been becoming a smart thing. I'm always here with food for a long time, so I'm okay. I could survive 2-3 months here without having to go shopping, really. I have a big freezer and that is full and so on. But Christmas this year becomes something I guess none of us would have ever thought it would be like this. I'm really wishing all my friends with family, especially with family, it must be horrible to keep your family safe and on the ball, to keep concentrated on protecting your family and yourself and the members, the nearest members dear to you. So I wish you all a lot of resolve, a lot of power to do so. Stick with it, watch yourself. Let's hope nobody we know will be falling victim to to the virus, and so just about all we can say, isn't it? So I I would like you really all just to try to enjoy as much as you can on this Christmas. Don't take chances. Don't. Just make the best of it. And be grateful that how you are. There are so many things that go well for you. First of all, we are here, we are alive. That's already, woof, hey, win-win. You got to take the best things that life is giving you, even in a terrible situation, and recognize that you're actually happy that you have this available to you. So, with the best wishes for this Christmas time, to all of you, stay safe. I wish also that you have a wonderful next year. I think by the end of next year, around this time, there's a good chance that we are on the end of this virus problem, or towards the end of this virus problem. I hope so. Everything seems to point towards this way. So, have a good year. I run now my story from the last few months, and I say a little goodbye word on the end. Thanks for listening, and watch yourself. Be careful out there. Well, it is November the 6th, and I have help here by Norbert and Gilles to close my windows around the house. Oh, they were.
On y en mettre une là? Oui, ça sera bon. Ici, elle va faire qu'elle s'est drillée. Elle va faire sortir de le bout. Ah oui? Oui, je vais aller archer. Allez archer, moi. Hey Norbert? Oui? T'emmèneras une autre baguette?
Moi, j'ai pensé de donner une tape en dessous de la plastique. Et après ça, colle avec la eau. Mais ça va marcher avec ça aussi.
Oui, ah oui, ah oui.
C'est bon.
Non, moi, je pense
Oh mon Dieu, c'est clair à regarder. Tout le monde est capable de voir mon cochonnerie dans l'intérieur maintenant.
c'est correct, c'est correct.
C'est bien fait. Well, today is the 10th of November. And it is what we call here, I think you could call this an Indian summer. Temperatures almost up to the 20s. Typical t-shirt weather for us, for Puppy. And I'm here to show how my place has been prepared for the winter coming. Waiting for the first snowfall. Gilles, yesterday, first of all, they fixed all the windows, new plastic in the windows, so I can see from the inside out again. And Gilles took away the old firewood here, which is very good. That was a little bit in the way. Now I have much more space. Looks cleaner. Yeah, looks very nice. They fixed up this here to be protected again from rain. The window has been cleaned also, made fresh with plastic. They did a really good job. That should be holding up to all bad storms. Yep, this will be nice. Today is the 25th of October. We're having quite some cold days already. And this year, with all my operation COVID-19, I did not have much hope for anything in my garden. I planted some lettuce. They froze now because they were so small it wasn't worth taking them out. There you see a few of those frozen leaves, but it never crystallized into anything meaningful. A few things came out here that I wasn't even planning on. No, that's just bad weeds. And harvest a few of those carrots. They're very tiny carrots, so you might be laughing at me, but I'll let you take a look at me. I wonder how I'm gonna get them out without breaking them. Ah, there we go. They're gonna be almost totally laughable. But I will eat them like little snacks. Why not? I planted them, I watered them. That means they're mine, 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 mine. Yeah, this will actually be a nice little picture of carrots on there. So now I should take a look. There's something, this one brings nothing here. Is this a carrot? It may have been one, but I ripped it in pieces. Here this should be carrots, but since they all stayed so small, I don't think it's worth it to remove them. Well, you can see they're all very tiny carrots. It'd be funny for a video if I make a miniature. No, this is a very flat one. So it depends how deep your pot is. That's how big the carrots can get. The little carrots I got here. The larger ones, actually very, very nice. I'd be happy to eat them as snack, just raw. The larger ones, they were in a deeper milk carton, about high like this. The other ones, the small ones, they were in a half-size foam carton, meaning the depth of the ground decides what size those fruits come out. I give my puppy a big bone. It's right in front of her nose. Lots of meat on it. It's a pork bone, but full with meat and muscle on it. Well, don't look at me, look at your bone. Well, today is the 17th October. Rainy day number 2, and I had my puppy out. I forgot about her outside. Hey, you guys stop! And she came back in looking like this. Now, there is no way she's getting into my bed sleeping. And this, well, it's all gonna dry off. It's dirt, so it will dry off. But it will take quite a while for this to dry off. What the hell were you thinking, puppy? What were you thinking? Well, still the 17th. I broke down. I took her into the shower and at least wiped down her feet. Well, the one leg I missed. I just see that now. Well, it will dry off, but of course the house is a mess at the moment. Which is really not that bad, because once it dries it will just become dust and I vacuum and it will be gone. But she doesn't like it, but she was much better than the first time I did that. So I guess we're getting used to consequences when you're in the dirt. Today is the 23rd, I think, of October. And this morning I woke up. Yesterday there was not one leaf in here. Gilles did such a good job. And now the wind has almost taken most of the leaves off the tree and deposited right in my place. I actually called Gilles to ask him for help because I was going to do a little bit myself, but this is too much with my hip being still not healed up perfectly. And Nobel came by and did the leaves for me. And this is so much help. Perfect. Ah, juste une seconde juste pour garder ça parce que j'ai pris une vidéo de la feuille pleine. But hey, c'est Canada, barbecue weather. Well, 26th of October, the boys have just left after rattling all the leaves. Oh, I'm so grateful they did that for me.
Whether or not he would be pursuing
well,
legal action.
winter has
The
come
former chief,
again.
as well as the current city manager and mayor, all refused to comment. Overall, Chief Churros gets an F for displaying a blatant disregard for constitutional rights, maintaining a hostile and confrontational attitude throughout the encounter, and arresting Mr. Roche for exercising his First Amendment rights.
Well, everybody, today is November the 23rd, and as long announced, winter has now all of a sudden started. I opened yesterday the gate, thank God. So the only one not happy with this is my puppy, because now she has to be a leash dog again for the winter. I know you're pissed off, I know. Well, happened again. I'm not sure what it hurts. I think it is bleeding, but it does not hurt so bad. I'm just afraid it will swell and get very swollen. Just swell up. And I will get a black eye, of course. But we will see how that turns out. Yeah, I'm just checking if it's working. Yes, I will take a look at this under the light and see how that actually turns out, why it feels like it's liquid.
Oh, hello, morning. This is a day later after I fell out of bed, and it looks horrible at the moment, but I didn't clean it up because I want to scare my friend Tony. But it really just looks bad. It doesn't even feel that bad. I guess it kept bleeding, the crack in my eyelid kept bleeding at night. That's why it ran over my center of the nose, but now it looks like my nose is cracked too. Well, that will be a good scary shot for my buddy.
Well, the amazing thing about this was actually that this whole thing healed up. Me falling out of bed, hurting my eye, it healed up in 10 days. 10 days later, I talked to my friend on Skype. He said, "Oh, how did you do that?" I said, "What do you mean? I can't see your eye anymore." So there was no really black eye. So it was hurt, it was swollen, but it healed up so quickly. I'm using this part of the video I did in slow motion of my puppy having fun running at Marielle's in the last chance before the snow hit, the big snowstorm. I went up there to let her have some real fun. And I like her so much when she runs in slow motion. It just looks so much better than anything else. For example, right now when she does this throbbing style, like the horses have a gait that is called throbbing. And she does this so nicely too, which is probably part of the wolf in her. Like she's much more wolf than other dogs because she's this northern dog. There you can see it looks so elegant. Well, I used this little piece of silent because those snippers are silent, so I use it to talk to you, to cut in a little explanation. Today I think it's the 6th or 7th of December, and we just finished our first trumpet. Well, that was her breaking through the first larger. No problem. I will have to shuffle that free now. I guess I'll leave it like this for now. It will blow close anyway, again many times. So, that's that. Good morning. Well, today we got the 16th of December. And I have decided I will let my dog run free with me outside, and there she goes. She is free. She doesn't know it yet, but she is free. Yes, puppy, yes. Yes, puppy, yes. Forgot my walking stick. There she is, running like the wind. I gotta be careful. There's a lot of snow and ice on the ground. Yeah, that's my puppy. Now I will call her, see if she comes. Yes, good girl. I give her a little treat. Come on, girl. Get it. Oh. Come on. Come on, pup. Come on. Come on, puppy. Allez. One bone. Come on. There, puppy. Good stuff. Well, I will see if she comes in. We can always go later, it's quite cold. Kimmy! Kimmy! Come on! Come on, girl! As she came around the house from the other side, I gave her food. She knows she will be tied up, but every time I do it, I will have more confidence in her, and I will let her go longer and longer. Well, those were my stories. All that's left to say is now Happy New Year, great Christmas. I hope Santa Claus brought you what you wanted, although probably with some gifts this year will be a bit low-key also. Alone financially, this is a year that was very straining on everybody, of course. Until we meet again, have a good slide into the year 2021. Ciao.